Hey guys, hello. I seem to sit in this chair and talk to this computer more and more these days. But today we are going to talk about the Michael Vaughan case and Quinton Simon case. I guess we can also talk about the Idaho murders as well, because they're hot on everybody's minds. If you didn't watch the press conference last night, go and catch up on that. If you're following the case, I'm sure you saw it. But hello, everyone. Hello. Let's see who's in. Absolutely. Justice for the family. Absolutely. Do you know what? There's not much coming out about Michael Vaughan. I think the reporters that were doing the case, like last week, are all there in Moscow. I know that Alexandra, we are starting Holy Grands. Alexandra Duggan and Abby Davis, who were covering it from KTVB, have gone to Moscow. And then I think there's a couple still in Fruitland, but there's no new pictures or anything like that. Now, unless I hear to the contrary, I assume that law enforcement are still digging up that backyard at 1122 Red Wing Street. That's what I'm thinking. However, Sarah Wondra's case is back in court this morning. So at 10 a.m. Mountain Time, which I believe is in about 27 minutes. Now, this is a status conference. So I'm not sure that she's in court herself. I think it's a case that's in court. So I'm not expecting there to be reporters there. That's what I understand anyway. But I'm hoping that we find out what happens fairly quickly. Sarah had a psych eval late last week. So let me just show you. I'll have to find it. It's on my profile somewhere. No, I shared it. I've shared so much lately that I'm starting to lose things. Here we go. Oh no, that's the preliminary hearing. Oh yeah. All right. Oh, hold on. Dawn Burke, welcome to memberships. Welcome to the Secret Agents Club. Okay, so this was posted on the 18th from Karen Lear. Just confirm with the Payette County Courthouse that Sarah Wondra's competency evaluation is complete. They cannot share the findings, but it will be discussed at a status conference on Monday morning. So that's today, 10 a.m. So hopefully we get some news fairly soon, because I think this is very important, even if it's not one of those, like Sarah appearing via Zoom and her not even knowing her own name and, all of that thing that went on last week. I think this is really important for the case because, Idaho have got they don't have an insanity defense. We know this from watching Lori Vallow over the last God knows how many years that Lori Vallow sat in jail awaiting trial, that if they're not deemed competent to stand trial or go through the process towards trial, I've just got another new member coming in. If they're not competent to stand trial, then they get shipped off to a mental hospital and they wait, get them on medication. They get them on meds and they wait, and then they reassess. And all of that time, obviously, the stuff's on hold. The whole case is on hold. So I think this is really important. Really important. Now, obviously, they're not going to tell a reporter before beforehand because it's got to be discussed. So those results are in, and we should get to know today. How long we'll have to wait is anyone's guess. Wait, what? Welcome to the Secret Agents Club, and thank you, Cecile, for the $9.99. Remember to hit the like. Thanks for the reminder, everyone. Could I like my own stream? I think I probably can. There we go. I just like my own stream. I don't think I've ever liked my own stream before, but you've reminded me as well. So yeah, I think this is very important. So we'll get on to that. I'll check the updates just gone 5 to see whether anybody's posting about it. Any of the reporters are there. And in the meantime, let's talk about Quinton's case. Now, if you saw my video from a couple of days ago on this channel, was it yesterday? The day before? I lose track of time. Let me reshare. I'll show you which video. I have to reshare my screen. I'll just show the whole window. That'll be easier, I think. All right. Wrong one. Oh, I didn't mean to turn that off. This one from, no, this one from, oh, it must be yesterday, whatever, whenever it was. I asked a question. Are they still searching for Quinton Simon? Because a few YouTube channels, oh, that's weird. A few YouTube channels had said that they were reevaluating the search on reevaluating whether they were going to carry on with the search on December the 9th, which is 3 weeks away. And I couldn't understand where people were getting that from, because I found a news report that had some quotes from Chief Hadley, which I shared in that video. And it was talking about the patrols at Buckhalter Road. So that's completely different than the landfill search. The increased patrols that they've had to do at Buckhalter Road, so the road that Leilani and Billy Joe live on, they've got the no loitering signs up now. They've kind of initiated some local ordinances so that the protesters can't stand outside all day, every day, like day and night. So they've done that, but they're still patrolling the area regularly. Is it your phone or is the screen blurry? It looks fine to me. My internet might be a bit shaky because it's raining really hard. And it tends to be when it rains really hard, then it just doesn't fall over completely, but it goes a bit shaky. Oh, screen is fine for Emily, so that's good. That's good. Yeah, he did. Right. Well, here we go. So I went to that. Right. A couple of people directed me to not the original source of the commissioners' meeting, but a couple of channels had shared it. So I want to play you what they say. That's what I want to do. I want to play you because people did direct me to that. But he's still, in my opinion, not talking about the search at the landfill. Yeah, Deets played it. Yeah, that's the video I'm going to be playing. Just a little bit of it. The link to it is in the description box. Because in my opinion, when he talks about December the 9th, he's still talking about the protesters and Buckhalter Road. The landfill search is talked about, but there's no mention to ending that search. So I'm still none the wiser, but let's play it. Cindy, hopping in with $49.99. Thank you so much. That's very generous. Happy Turkey Day, Michelle. What's Turkey Day? What's Turkey Day? Is that a reference to Thanksgiving? We don't have it in the UK, but thank you anyway. And also I'm vegan, so I wouldn't be eating turkey. But I appreciate the thought. That's very kind. It's very generous. All right, so let's play this. So this is Deets on the Streets. There was another video, another channel that had shared it, but I couldn't find that video. It obviously had some, I don't know, nondescript title that I couldn't find. Oh, and before I start, I've also, right, guys, I've also found out a way for people who need it to have closed captions on. And I've checked it out and it does work, right? So if you're using Google Chrome, it's dead easy to put closed captions on anything that you're watching at your end. StreamYard doesn't offer that facility. Now, I think I could probably share, if I put the closed captions on before I started the stream, it probably, I don't know whether it would share to you. I would see it at the bottom of my screen, but I don't know whether it would share to you. So I haven't done it, but let me show you how to do it if you're using Google Chrome. It's proper easy. All right, watch. So if I open up, if I share this, I'll go full screen. Right, if I open up a new tab, so if I go to the, can you see those dots there? See those dots there? Right, click on that, go to settings, and then in the search, type captions. You don't even have to type the full word. And then go down to accessibility, and you can just toggle on. See, I've got it on, but I've turned it off. So if I turn it off and then turn it back on again, next time I open up a new tab, it will put closed captions on. And you can change the size of them. You can make them look bigger, smaller. So I thought that was really neat. And I think that might solve the problem for people who are hearing impaired and need closed captions. Because I did look up on the support thing on StreamYard, and it said there wasn't a way to do it. Just that YouTube or Facebook and whatever will put the closed captions on the replay. So I thought, well, how else can I get closed captions from my audience? And this seems like the really easy way to do it. And you do it at your end. Now, that's using Google Chrome. Now, if you're not using Google Chrome, I don't know how to do it in other browsers because I only use Google Chrome. But I'm guessing there is a way. If you go into settings, I'm guessing there is a way. So give it that try. Those of you who need them in my lives, give that a go. Like I said, if I put it on, if I put this on before the stream, I might even be able to share it. I don't know whether it would share to you though, or whether it would just look at closed captions would be on for me. So on your phone, it says closed captions unavailable. Oh. But are you on Google Chrome on your phone? Because I didn't try it on my phone. I have to admit, I didn't try it on my phone. I just tried it on my computer. And it worked. It worked wonderfully. When I gave it, I watched it. I watched a YouTube video. I watched some BBC news, and it just worked really good. So that's an option for you. Obviously, if it doesn't work on phones, then I'm back to the drawing board. But at least I'm trying. I'm trying to find a way, and at least it will work for some of you. So there's that. Angel talks too fast. Welcome to the Secret Agents Club. I watch your channel, Angel Talks Too Fast. So keep up the good work. I do watch your channel. All right, so this is the part. Now, I'll play all of it if I need to, but obviously I'm just going to direct you over to Deets on the Streets, because Deets on the Streets found this and I didn't, so well done. And the other person who I was directed to, whose name escapes me now, Heels in the Air, I think, but I couldn't find it on their channel. So anyway, so it's just one little portion where Chief Hadley is at this commissioners meeting and he talks about Quinton Simon. My son's just come in. He's been watching the football in the pub. Did you enjoy the score? Yeah. It's the World Cup. For football, you guys, it's going to be soccer, right? We play you Americans. When do England play USA, Kyle? Friday. England v USA. How about that? If you're into soccer in the World Cup. It seems very strange watching the World Cup in winter. Very strange. Not the same. I usually watch the World Cup sitting in my garden, so very strange. Anyway, right, I'm going to play this. Now, this is the clip. He gets asked a question, but just listen to what he says, and I can put the CCs on for this. All right, guys, so I'll turn it up. The volume isn't great, but we'll work on it. Right, he'll go.
Commissioner Milton.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for that report. I just know that it's really overwhelming. I've gone out to Buckhalter. Are the protesters still there?
They are not. Also, let me thank William Wright. That's one person I missed. I apologize if William's still here. But when we made the decision in coordination, with coordination with the county attorney's office to be a little more creative, when we put that signage out there, and they acted quickly, we got that done within a day. And when we can get something done in a day, we're doing pretty good, quite frankly. But we did it, and they were very responsive to our needs. And the minute we did that, they went somewhere else or they went home. And so we have not had a problem since then. They're still on social media, talking about the case, but they have not been out there interfering with those residents that deserve a good quality of life, and had nothing to do with this. And so many thanks to the county attorney's office in Duane.
How much longer will you be there?
We anticipate being there till at least December 9th, and then we'll reevaluate where we're at.
Thank you. I appreciate all you do.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
So there you go. Now I can show you the whole thing. I can play it all. I can play the whole video. I just don't want to. I'd rather you go and view it on Deets on the Streets or another channel that's caught it, because playing someone's whole video feels a bit icky to me. But at the same time, if anybody's doubting me, I can play it all, because they do talk about the landfill search. It's one of the first things he talks about, but there's no mention of when that will end. Now, you can clearly see that the question that commissioner asked him was about Buckhalter Road. I know the closed captions got it wrong, but she said Buckhalter Road. And then he talked about the local ordinances that are put in place. And then she said, how long do you anticipate being there? So still at Buckhalter Road. And he said, December the 9th. We'll reevaluate at December the 9th. So I don't know where this December the 9th has come from in relation to the landfill search. And I'm going to stick to what I said in my video. This video, and it's only a short video, I'm watching, it's only like nearly 9 minutes. It's really short. I'm going to stick to what I said in that video. That I think the YouTube channels that have discussed this have confused two issues. They've confused the landfill search with the increased patrols at Buckhalter Road. because it was a Fox News article that I got that Chief Hadley had given some quotes to. And he said exactly the same. And it was Buckhalter Road. It was all in reference to Buckhalter Road. So if there's somewhere else where this has been discussed, then I'll stand corrected. But at the moment, all the information I can find, and when I've asked people, like in this video, that was the purpose of the video, was to just say, look, I can't find the reference to this. I found this in Fox News, can't find any other reference to it. Now, obviously, I didn't catch that commissioners meeting, but thankfully, Deets on the Streets, Heels in the Air, and probably others did. But that reference to December the 9th was in reference to the patrols that they were still doing at Buckhalter Road. So that's, again, if there's another clip that I've missed, if there's something else I need to look at, I'll stand corrected. I don't mind being wrong. I just want the information that's put out there about Quinton's case. In every case, I want the information to be right. I don't care if I'm wrong. I just want the information to be right. Yeah, it's not the signs, it's the patrols. So as well as the signs, they've still got increased patrols. If you listen to the whole thing, and it's only like 8 minutes anyway, where Chief Hadley, he's obviously done a speech, and then he says, in reference to the Quinton Simon case, and that's the bit that Deets on the Streets has clipped. So you can watch the whole thing about the Quinton Simon case. They talk about the landfill search. They talk about the costs and the strain on the service. So it's not the signage, it's the patrols. They've still got increased patrols at Buckhalter Road, I assume, to make sure that everybody is abiding by those local ordinances. And as far as I know, they are. Yes, you're absolutely right, Melissa. That's absolutely what Chief Hadley said. That they're patrolling that road, and they've assigned specific officers. So from every round, so he discussed how they do it. So they've got like different rounds, and they've taken one officer off each round and repositioned them on this Buckhalter Road. So they always have a patrol on that road. And it seems to me like a huge waste of time, honestly. No, this is what I've just said. Chasing truth. Right? I'm gonna play the whole thing. I'm gonna play the whole thing. If it's not in this clip, right. Somebody, various channels said that the landfill search should be reevaluated until December the 9th. I couldn't find that information in any source. I could not find that information. So I made this video, short video. All I could find, this was 1 day ago, all I could find was a Fox News article that had quoted Chief Hadley saying that they were going to keep patrols at Buckhalter Road, so the street that Lilani lives at, until December 9th, and then they would reevaluate it. No mention of the dump. So that was what that video talked about. So I asked if I've missed something, if I've missed the information, and several people directed me to the commissioners' meeting. So Deets on the Streets had it, Heels in the Air had it, probably other people have got it. And this is the clip that I've just played from Deets on the Streets. But I can play the whole thing if you want. I just feel shady about doing that to somebody who's found this information, but there's not, they've not put the the actual link to this meeting. I'd rather play it from the actual link to the meeting, but they've not included it. I guess I could go through all the commissioners' meetings, but it's here. Right, I'm going to play it all. I'm going to play it all for you. So you can hear, sorry, Deets on the streets, fair use and blah, blah, blah. The link to this video is in the description box. Don't copyright strike me, please. I'll just delete it. If you don't like it, I'll just delete it. So where does it start? It doesn't start quite at the beginning. Right here. Right, I'm just going to play it all. Right, listen to what they say.
Capture a little bit. It's maybe hard to appreciate the remains of Quinton Simon, who we absolutely believe is and 95 masks to go. If you look at the
maybe it is right at the beginning.
Simon.
There we go.
And last, but certainly not least, certainly we get a lot of questions on the Quinton Simon case. We continue to search the landfill. That's our primary focus right now. And these pictures represent, to some degree, the magnitude of work. If you look at the larger photo with our officers accompanied by FBI agents, GBI agents, DNR, Chatham County Sheriff's Office, we're all out there dressed up in Tyvek suits and vests and hats and N95 masks to go out and search an extremely large and voluminous area to look for the remains of Quinton Simon, who we absolutely believe is there. So I just wanted to kind of capture a little bit. It's maybe hard to appreciate from the average everyday person the amount of work that has gone into and will continue to go into in our effort to seek justice for Quinton. As you can see, these individuals have been out there every single day, or almost every single day during the week, putting on these suits, sifting through garbage that contains anything that any of us would throw out, and then some. And so to do that for that extended period of time, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, takes its toll. And so I just wanted for us to appreciate for the moment the dedication that all of those officers, even those that are not Chatham County police officers, have contributed to this case because they believe in what they're doing. That's a big ask for any person to have to do that, but they have done it. Their morale has been good. They have shown up every day. They are in good spirits. We have tried to provide them everything that they need with your assistance, of course, and by way of food, by way of equipment, and all that they need to be successful so we can be successful at the end of the day. So I just wanted to thank you and also thank some other county departments, SEMA, occupational safety, Parks and Rec. I'm sure there's others, Chatham County Sheriff's Office, County Manager's Office. Everybody has been, what do you need? We're going to get it done. And so I just can't thank Team Chatham enough for all of their dedication, because this is the work. This is important. It's not cheap. It's not easy, but that's the role of government. I often kind of chuckle a little bit when people say we're going to run it like a business. Sometimes government ain't a business. It's about doing the right thing, and sometimes doing the right thing has a cost to it. And we're not at the bottom line. We're not spitting out a widget and hoping we make a profit at the end of the day. We're in public service, and there's a premium for that. And there's certainly a premium for that in public safety. So many thanks to y'all, and many thanks to everybody that has participated in this case. And we're going to bring it home soon. And with that being said, I'll be glad to answer any questions.
So that's the full speech from Chief Hadley, from his reference to turning to the Quinton Simon case, talking about the search, talking about the agencies that have been involved, Team Chatham. I really like that. They've been there almost every day, 5 days a week. No mention of stopping. No mention of December the 9th. Now he goes on to answer questions. So let's play the questions. One of which I've already played you, but we'll just play it through just to prove he doesn't mention the landfill in relation to December the 9th at all in this meeting. Unless there's another clip out there. But this is the clip I've been directed to. I think this is the right clip. So I genuinely think it's been a confusion. People have confused the landfill search with the patrols at Buckhalter Road. I genuinely think that. Like I said, if I'm wrong, I'm happy to be wrong. I just want the information for Quinton's case to be right and for people to be talking about the information correctly. That's all. Right, I'll play these questions now.
Questions? Okay. Anybody else? All right, Commissioner Storm.
Chief, my heart goes out to you all on what you're trying to endure. A question that was posed to me, and I don't know the answer, is that the manpower that you have out at the landfill, is that taking away from your beats and your officers there?
Yes, it is. We've tried to grab one person from each watch, as if I could sit here and explain our watch system, but we've tried not to deplete any one watch. So we've taken, we have 4 watches on the east side, 4 watches on the west side. We've tried to take one from each watch and some others that are not on in the patrol staffing to complement that staffing out there.
Yeah, I was afraid that was the correct answer, but I didn't feel like I was qualified to answer it without checking with you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
So that's the question about how they're managing kind of taking away officers from different watches. Different, we call them beats in the UK. So different watches. He's taken one from each watch. And this then feeds into the next question. This is in relation to Buckhalter Road, not the landfill. Listen, this is the question I've already played, but listen carefully. Listen carefully to the question. Right? Play now.
Commissioner Milton.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for that report. I just know that it's really overwhelming. I've gone out to Buckhalter. Are the protesters still there?
They are not.
See, so as she says, I've gone out to Buckhalter, as closed caption says. I've gone out to Buckhalter. Are the protesters still there? That's the question. Reference to Buckhalter, not landfill, Buckhalter. Right.
Also, let me thank William Wright. That's one person I missed. I apologize if William's still here. But when we made the decision in coordination, with coordination with the county attorney's office to be a little more creative, when we put that signage out there and they acted quickly, we got that done within a day. And when we can get something done in a day, we're doing pretty good, quite frankly. But we did it, and they were very responsive to our needs. And the minute we did that,
follow the grain in your own words. She's not. She asked one question. Are the protesters still at Buckhalter Road? That's what she asked. So what's the second question? I'll play it again.
Report. I just know that it's really overwhelming.
So she says, thank you for that report. I just know that it's really overwhelming. Right? Statement. Then she asked the question.
Going out to Buckhalter. Are the protesters still there?
I've gone out to Buckhalter. Are the other protesters still there? One question. It's about the protesters at Buckhalter. It's very clear. Thank you, first Sly Angel, one Sly Angel. It's very clear. This is not in reference to the landfill. This is in reference to Buckhalter Road.
They are not. Also, let me thank William Wright. That's one person I missed. I apologize if William's still here. But when we made the decision in coordination, with coordination with the county attorney's office to be a little more creative, when we put that signage out there and they acted quickly, we got that done within a day. And when we can get something done in a day, we're doing pretty good, quite frankly. But we did it, and they were very responsive to our needs. And the minute we did that, they went somewhere else or they went home. And so we have not had a problem since then. They're still on social media, talking about the case, but they have not been out there interfering with those residents that deserve a good quality of life and had nothing to do with this. And so many thanks to the county attorney's office in Dewitt.
There you go. So that's his answer. That they put the signs up there, like the local stuff. They did that, and the protesters are gone, still on social media, but they're not outside creating problems for the residents. So then she comes back in and asks something else or states something else.
How much longer will you be there?
How much longer will you be there? She's referring to his previous answer and her previous question, which was Buck Halter Road. And then he answers December 9th.
We anticipate being there to at least December 9th, and then we'll reevaluate where we're at.
Thank you. I appreciate all you do.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
There you go. I can't. No, she didn't say, oh, by the way, Chief Hadley, how long will you be at the landfill? Follow the grain. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. It's up to you. I don't know what to tell you, honestly. I've been out to Buck Halter Road. Are the protesters still there? He answers. How long do you anticipate to be there? In reference to him talking about the patrols at Buck Halter Road. If she wanted to ask a question about the landfill, she'd have said how, given that the previous question was about Buck Halter, she'd have said, oh, by the way, how long do you anticipate being out at the landfill? But anyway, there's one final, it's not a question. He just thanks him. So there's one more question. I might as well play it for completeness. It's not a question, it's a thanks.
Commissioner Kicklighter.
Thank you, Chairman. I just want to start out by thanking you for all you do, Chief. And I want to be clear when I state this to the public that I have not discussed that case with you whatsoever. And so my comments does not come from the police department. It's from sadly, a personal understanding of the system that we have in place. For the people out there that are understandably being impatient, wanting an arrest. When I was 17 years old, my 23-year-old brother was murdered. We knew pretty much instantly who did it. But there's such a difference in knowing who did it and being able to prove who did it in a court of law. It took 6 years to bring this person to trial to later be convicted of first-degree murder and given a life sentence. So be patient. Understand the lack of patience, but I think I'm a decent reader of integrity of people. I think we have the very best right here running this Chatham County Police Department. And no doubt in my mind, and again, this is not from a conversation. I don't know what they know, but if they know it, that's a major difference than actually being able to prove it in a court of law. So those of you being impatient, please give this police department a little break. They're working, doing what it's going to take to put the killer or killers behind bars forever or even to death. It's going to happen. If the killers are watching by chance, may as well turn yourself in and get it over with, because you're going to be going to prison or you're going to be put to death. And again, just give these great, hardworking people a break, please. They're doing, justice will be served as fast as it can possibly be served within the constraints set up by the laws that they have to obey to bring it all to court. So thank you for everything you do, Chief.
Thank you, Commissioner. Appreciate your comments.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you, Chairman.
There you go. So that's the whole conversation. So that's from Deets on the Streets. Deets on the Streets is link to this video is in the description box of this video. I'm saying that. I'm going to check. I did put it in. I know I did. There we go. Deets on the Streets. Chief Hadley, Commissioners Meeting, speaking on Quinton Simon. Yeah, it's there. Okay. All right, let's turn to actually one more thing before we turn to Michael Vaughan. Those who've come in just for the Michael Vaughan case, I did talk about this. I did mention this right at the beginning of the stream, but it's a status conference. So it's unlikely Sarah will be in court herself. I don't think she'll be in court herself unless she's required, I don't know, to answer questions or whatever. I don't know. But this is what they'll be discussing. So this is November 18th, so a couple of days ago. I just confirmed with the Payette County Courthouse that Sarah Wondra's competency evaluation is complete. So that's a competency to stand trial and obviously understand all the proceeds of the months and years maybe leading up to the trial, so the court process. So this is essentially a psych evaluation that she's had. Is she competent to stand trial? And as far as I understand it in Idaho, I understand this from the Lori Valor case, the Idaho doesn't have like an insanity defense. What they do with you, if you're deemed not competent to stand trial, they send you to a hospital, to a psych facility, and they pump you with medication, and then some point in the future they reevaluate you and decide whether you're now competent. And if you are, then the whole process starts off where it stopped. So it's not like she can pretend she's insane or be actually insane, not pretending, be actually insane, you know, and truly not competent to stand trial. Now, some states, now in the UK, I think they'd still take you to trial. I'm not sure actually what happens in the UK. I have to check that out. I don't know what the latest thing is about that. There's been a lot of discussion in the UK about it in recent years. I don't know where we actually stand with it, but we're only concerned about Idaho for today. So assuming that what I'm saying is correct, and I think it is, this is a really important day for this case against Sarah Wondra. Because if she's not considered competent, then essentially her case will go on hold. So tomorrow's preliminary hearing, which I do think she has to be at 9 a.m. tomorrow, I don't know whether that will happen. I think they're going to talk. I think this status conference is to talk about what's going to happen. So this reporter, Karen, she says, they cannot share the findings, but it will be discussed at a status conference Monday morning. So Wondra is accused of failing to report the death of Michael Vaughan. So it should have started 10 o'clock. Let's see if there's any updates from the reporters. Now, as I said right at the beginning, most of the reporters that were patrolling the street outside of 1122 Red Wing Street last week are now in Moscow, Idaho, covering the horrors that have gone on there. So what's this? New Sarah... What? Sarah Wondra has been committed to ID... What's this? IDHW. What does that stand for? Those of you in Idaho. So does that mean that they've found her competent? That was very quick. When was this shared? 17 minutes ago. I don't know. That was very quick. Because this status conference only started at 10 o'clock. So, I don't know. Just waiting for updates, really. So there hasn't been any yet, apart from that. I don't know what IDH, whatever it was, stands for. Because I'm pretty sure that was what that other thing said. Oh, thank you, Bug Love. Idaho Department of Health and Welfare. That sounds about right. Oh. Does that mean she's been committed? Oh. Just let me save that, and then I'm going to compare with the other one. I think you're right. Juju. So she's crazy. Well, I don't know how crazy she is, but possibly she's been deemed not competent enough. Christina, that's exactly how I feel. Ooh, that's bad. That's bad. I'm not underplaying this in any way, shape, or form. This is bad for the case. It's not terrible. It just means there'll be delays. Because if she's been committed to a mental hospital, then the case will be on hold. Okay, here we go. So this is the original. There we go. Oh, it is different. Look. Competency evaluation report came in on the 17th. 21/11 status conference. Comment. For commitment pursuant to Idaho code that. No, she's already been evaluated, Bobby. She's already been evaluated. She was evaluated on the 17th. That was when that report came back. So the only comment then was Idaho code 18211, whatever that means. So that's changed now to Idaho code 18212 instead of 18211. How often will they evaluate her? They'll evaluate her when her psychiatrist recommends it, I guess. I mean, literally, cases can just stay stagnant for months. Look at Lori Vallow. Look at what's happened in Lori Vallow's case. Like, she was deemed not competent. She was sent to a psych facility. Then she was reevaluated. This has gone on for months. Look how long Lori Vallow's been awaiting trial. And then she was deemed competent. And then, I don't know what the latest is with Lori Vallow. She's now competent, isn't she? No? Sugar and Spice says she's been committed to the Idaho State Hospital until found competent. Are we talking about Lori or Sarah? Sorry, I'm confusing matters by bringing Lori Vallow into the mix. It's just a very similar, it's a good comparison to make. Most cases don't evaluate for 60 to 90 days. Well, if you think about it, most psych meds don't kick in for 3 weeks. Like, even just kind of kicking in. Like, you might have some improvement. Let's say, for example, if you're depressed and they put you on antidepressants and those antidepressants work for you, you might start feeling a little bit better, but they don't reach kind of full strength for 2 to 3 weeks. Now, that's just things like SSRIs. If you're talking about antipsychotics, if you're talking about some kind of like schizophrenic type situation where there's a really serious kind of removal of reality, that antipsychotic medication, it can take months for them to get the right dosage, the right combination. So they won't reevaluate until they know she's on the right medication and she's stable. So 60 to 90 days sounds maybe about right, or maybe longer. It depends. It depends how, if they find a medication kind of regimen that works for her, then yeah, a couple of months, she might be feeling better. But we don't know what the condition is. This is the thing. We don't know what the condition is. So yes, they'll reevaluate unsolved cases and news. Yeah, they'll reevaluate. So they might reevaluate her in, let's say, 90 days, and then she might still not be deemed competent. So then they'll wait another 2 months, 3 months, whatever. This is what it says under. I'm just about to look up the Idaho code. You've beat me to it there. Who said that? Just me, JB. Let's do. Hold on. I'll just put my face on. Right. So that's where was your comment? I know I'm way. There we go. Okay, I'm going to look up Idaho code. Code 18 to 12. Okay. Good old Google. Okay, section 18.2.12, Idaho State Legislature. Can't say that word. Determination of fitness of defendant to proceed. Suspension of proceedings and commitment of defendant. Post-commitment hearing, when the defendant's fitness to proceed is drawn into question, the issue shall be determined by the court. Okay, well, that's very small writing for me. I've not got my glasses on. The court shall also determine, based on the examiner's findings, whether the defendant lacks capacity to make informed decisions about treatment. If neither the prosecuting attorney nor counsel for the defendant contest the findings of the report filed pursuant to section 18.2.11, the court will make the determination on the basis of such report. If the finding is contested, the court shall hold a hearing on the issue. So this is what's being discussed at this conference anyway. That's what Karen Lear was told. They cannot share the findings, but it will be discussed at her status conference Monday morning. So what we want is definitively what happened at this conference. Because at the moment, we're speculating based on Laurie Vallow and the Idaho Code. And I'm not a lawyer in any way, shape or form. Never had any training in law, certainly not in Idaho. Yeah, it did. Look, 18.2.11. This was the original, 18.2.11. This was the original. And then this is the new one. Look, different. So comment, move this over. Comment was Idaho Code 18.11. So that was on the 17th. And then on the 21st, so today, the comment has changed to for commitment pursuant to Idaho Code 18.12. So that's in relation to this, the status conference. Yes, just me, yes. It's a status conference to discuss the case. So the fact that she's been evaluated, is the thing that she was evaluated on the 17th, as it says here, competency evaluation report, and then comment was Idaho Code 18.12. And then today, there's a comment that says, for commitment pursuant to Idaho Code 18.12. It's a status conference, so no, I don't think it will be. I don't think reporters will be allowed in because it's a discussion about the case, not a hearing itself, as in where Sarah's required to attend. So they're talking about her rather than to her. Now, I'm not saying that they'd never bring Sarah Wondra into a status conference. They might do. So they attended via Zoom. So did Sarah attend, Lana? Did Sarah attend via Zoom? Because sometimes you're required to attend. They need you to attend. But it's about the case. So Laurie Vallow was never committed, correct? No, she was considered not competent, wasn't she? She was considered not competent to continue. Just put on medication. I don't know whether she was medicated in jail or whether she went to a facility. But the status of the whole case was put on hold. So so I don't know. Let's wait and see. The conference happened at 10 a.m., which was 27 minutes ago. So assuming that, oh, here we go. Here we go. Alexandra Duggan comes through. Sarah Wondra's status hearing reset for December 23rd at 9 a.m. So I'm guessing that the hearing that they would have had today and then the preliminary hearing that they're going to have tomorrow has now been put back to December 23rd. So they're gonna have another status hearing on December 23rd. So in a month's time. Reading between the lines, tell me if I'm wrong, reading between the lines, does that mean that they're going to reevaluate her for competency in a month? Laurie was deemed competent. Yeah, but she was deemed incompetent at one time, though, I'm sure. I'm sure she was. Yes, just me. They're going to wait till December 23rd. Yes. Yes. So retweet that. I retweet stuff so that I know it's on my profile and I know where to find it. Is there anything else? No. Good old Alexandra Duggan comes through for us. So there you have it. There you have it. That's the answer. That's a very good point. That is an excellent point. If I can find it on StreamYard, I'll highlight it. There we go. That's absolutely true. We don't know whether all of the nonsense that she said at her arrest is nonsense. Now, they still had reason to believe. They still had reason to believe, probable cause to search the property, to search 1122 Red Wing. That was before they even met Sarah. Right? Let's be clear. They had probable cause to get that search warrant before they even met Sarah, and Sarah divulged all of this stuff that was reported in the Idaho news that was sealed about Stacey and about this other person doing it, and that stuff. She could have been just talking BS. So we don't know. It's a very good point. But we have to bear in mind that they had probable cause to get that search warrant in the first place and to start digging around in that backyard in the first place. So it comes down to, where did they get that information from? The police believe that that was a credible source. So It would have been the judge's decision. It would have been the judge's decision. So there would have been a conversation between the prosecutor and the defense, and they'd have then the judge would have decided. But it benefits both sides, actually, because the prosecutor's not going to demand, not that the prosecutor can do anything about it if the judge decides, but the prosecution don't want to be in a position where it can be proven, it gets all the way to trial and it can be proven that that person wasn't competent. They don't want that. They really don't want that, because that's a definite mistrial. They want it in writing that that person is competent to stand trial. That's not just a defense decision. That's very much a prosecutorial need. They don't want to get all the way through the process and find that that person is not competent to stand trial. So it's not a soft option. It's just necessary that that person is competent when they go through that system. And that doesn't matter what state you're in or what country you're in. Right? You know, everybody has a right to a fair trial. And if you're not competent, then you can't stand trial. And obviously different states, different countries have different ways of dealing with that. And it will be very clear. I hope that they take her to a facility where she is watched 24/7, because it will become very clear if she's acting. Very clear, very quickly, if she's acting. She'd have to be the best actress in the world to be able to keep that going 24/7. They'll test her, and they'll test her when she doesn't even think she's being tested. These are very clever people. These psychiatrists, they've trained for a lot of years. They know what malingering looks like. They know what faking looks like. I hope that she gets taken to a facility for the next month and she is watched day and night. Exactly. That's exactly what we're talking about, rags to riches. Idaho does not allow for insanity pleas. That's why she's got to be competent. So it's better for everyone. Better for everyone that she, even though there's a delay, right? Get her in a facility, watch her 24/7 for a month, determine whether she's acting. If she's acting, then she's competent. They just need it in writing. Both the prosecution and defense need it in writing that she is competent. And it'll be signed by more than one psychiatrist. And she will, she'll be tested and tested again by more than one. She'll have a whole team, right? And she'll be looked at very closely. And then on the 23rd of December, they'll discuss it again. So, but it could be that they've only given it a month. So it could be that they don't know whether she's faking or not, because she's only had one eval. So it is. It's easy to spot. It's very easy to spot, especially when you've had God knows how many years of training in these things. It's very easy to spot. Yeah, Letitia. Yeah. She's somebody I would like to be locked alone in a room with for 15 minutes. 10 minutes, that's all I'll need. 5 minutes. 5 minutes even. You've talked me down to 5 minutes. Leave me for 5 minutes in a room with that woman. I just can't stand that woman. Can't stand her. Can't stand her. Really can't. What she did. I know she's not stood trial. I know she's innocent until proven guilty and all of that. But I don't know. You did. You talked me down to 5 minutes. So there we have it. Let's see if there's anything else that comes out here. No, nothing else. I wonder if there's anything. They've probably not even had time to write a report, have they? Yeah, like the news. Let's have a look. Might have to put the old VPN on for this. Michael. Right, let's do a search for past hour. No, there's nothing as of yet in the news. They won't have had time. So I'm guessing that the local news over there will put a report together and give us the information soon. But I think that's what we're working on now. Is that there's a month to wait. So no hearing tomorrow. And as far as we know, they're still in that backyard. Although there hasn't been any reports from the reporters today as of yet. So I think that's it. Oh, there's one more thing before I let you go. No, I don't want to leave the site. What are you doing? What's going on here? There's one more thing I just want to show you. Just flicking back to Quinton very quickly. They are taking a week off. I went all the way through saying they're not stopping the landfill search. They're not stopping the landfill search. However, because it's Thanksgiving and they've got a different schedule, I think that's how it's working. The landfill search for Quinton Simon will pause this week. It will be a break for the searchers following a month of intense work involving law enforcement from across the county. Chatham County PD said in a statement the search will pick up next week. Thanksgiving Thursday. Forgive me, guys. I'm in the UK. We don't do Thanksgiving. So they'd have been on a 3-day week anyway. So I read a news report. Where did I find that news report? Where was it? Hold on a minute. Where was it? I did find a report that said a little bit more. I don't think I saved it. Oh, I did. No, I didn't. That's about the staffing shortages from the other day. So they are pausing until next week, but they are not stopping. Not stopping. They are not stopping. So Michael's case we're still waiting to see whether anything comes out from that from the backyard search. And Quinton's case, we won't have any news at all this week. No, we don't do Thanksgiving. No. We don't have anything to be thankful for. Last time I said that in a video, I said it really jokingly. I don't know where it was. It's probably 2 or 3 years ago now, and not on this channel. There was a few people really jumped on me and said, we've got loads to be thankful for in the UK. You're just inconsiderate. It's like, no, I'm only joking. Honestly, behave. Sit down at the back. Sit down. But no, we don't do Thanksgiving. No Thanksgiving down under either. No. So there you go. That's the news. That's the news. Let's have a look, see if there's anything going on in the Idaho case, Idaho 4 case. Let's have a look. Just share you the latest stuff that's going on Twitter. I know it's not labeled on the thing, on the stream. Idaho students, quadruple murder breakthrough, police zeroing on University of Idaho Reserve Officers Training Corps for possible Rambo-style knife. Sources tell Radar Online, how reliable is Radar Online, that investigators believe the weapon used in the brutal murders could be connected to... Ooh. Okay. This is new. Why all these adverts? Okay, let's read this, guys. Cops investigating the grisly quadruple murder. Possible link to Reserve Officers Training Corps is a college program offered at the Students College campus that prepares young adults to become officers in the US military. We did talk about on a stream last week, didn't we? Do you remember? Whether this person was military trained. It would kind of make sense to know how to use like to be strong, to have that stamina, to be able to use a knife in a way that can dispatch 4 people. Like know where to stab them, to get them. Like I said, I know this is gruesome, guys, trigger warning. You know, if you stab them in the throat, they're not going to move anywhere. They're not going anywhere. But if you stab them in the lungs, they're not going anywhere either. But you need a lot of force to stab somebody directly in the lungs. The lungs are very well protected in the body. You cannot scream. If you're stabbed in your lungs or any of your upper respiratory tract, you will not be able to scream at all. So we discussed that last week. Investigators believe the weapons used in the brutal slaying was a combat knife, could have been sourced for the University of Idaho ROTC program, said a law enforcement source. No murder weapon has yet been found. Is that a link? Nope, not a link, just a picture. Police believe a K-bar, so I would be saying K-bar style knife was used in the murders. They've already ruled out the type of weapon that was for sale at a local store. A case insider told radar.com. I'm a bit iffy on this source, radar.com. I've never heard of it. Unless they were drugged, electric, interesting. No, the toxicology takes at least 4 to 6 weeks. They did say, the coroner did say that it would take 4 to 6 weeks. I know it's 4 to 6 weeks in the UK, 4 to 6 weeks, the standard time. I think some places it'll take even longer. But the coroner did say that the autopsies, they could give the manner and cause, because that's not dependent on the tox report in this instance. But it will be interesting to see if there was any drugs on board that might have, whether they were intentionally drugged earlier. But I don't think that's the case, that they were intentionally drugged, because they were out separately. Kaylee and Maddie were in a bar, and then Xana and Ethan were at a frat party. They were in different locations, so it's not like somebody could have just roofied all of them all at once. So it's a very unique style of knife, which is about 6 inches long. It's been described as similar to a knife brandished by Rambo. Blade on one side, serrated edge on the other. Combat knife was issued by the US Marine Corps in the 1940s. Blah, blah, blah. Don't want the history of K-bar knives. They are proving whether the weapon could have been swiped by the killer or killers to commit the crimes, the insider said. The University of Idaho's official website confirms the US States Air Force, Army and Navy provide coursework at the school through the ROTC program. Retired LAPD Detective Mark Furman told Fox News a knife is a weapon of rage. It is. Absolutely. Without a doubt is. Like, people have discussed, was it a professional killing? Like, was it a professional hit? I don't think so. Hitmen don't do this. Hitmen don't use military-style knives. I'll tell you what, they use a gun. They want to dispatch as quickly and as cleanly as possible. It would just take 4, like sleeping people, 4 shots to the head, bang, 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 gone. All of them gone. So, all of them gone. Not a bloodbath. The reason being is if you sneak in the night with, you know, as a professional hitman, you'd have gloves on. You're not going to touch anything. You're going to have done your work beforehand. You're going to get in there, bang, 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 quickly as possible and out. The use of a knife and the anger it takes to brandish that and dispatch 4 people in quick succession is not that of professional hitmen. A professional hitman, they're not angry. They're doing it. It's a job. They're doing it for a reason. Right. A rage killing is one that's very emotionally motivated, like very negatively emotionally motivated. So that's the kind of person you're looking for. You're looking for somebody who's got a lot of like inner rage, you know, somebody who may look normal to everybody, but have this inner rage. Incel killer. Yeah. And using a knife, being covered in the victim's blood is horrible. Like a horrible thought for most people. And to do that 4 times, you have to have that rage to keep going to do that 4 times. And it's somebody who knows how to use a knife. And as we saw on yesterday's stream, I played a clip from Kaylee's parents did an interview, and they said that they'd been told that the killer had left a lot of evidence behind. And by that's what a knife killing is going to leave, because you might get injured yourself. We know that at least one fought back. We know Xana fought back. Oh, he definitely enjoyed it, Asta. Definitely. I think that's the motivation here. That's the motivation. I think it's a thrill. Like that anger, once it's released, becomes a thrill. Trina says, someone start a Michelle Anonymous group, please. What do you mean? What do you mean? So there you go. That's interesting. That is very interesting that they're looking at that. I think they could be onto something there. It's definitely a lead to really seriously think about, and I think they could be onto something. Oh yeah, that was there was an update. I did post it on this on Twitter, and I think I posted it on Facebook as well. There was an update. After the conference yesterday, So the Moscow homicide update. The Moscow Police Department is providing the following information to update the public on the known facts surrounding the 4 murders that occurred on November 13th. So detectives are releasing that on the morning of November 13th, the surviving roommates summoned friends to the residence because they believed one of the second floor victims had passed out and was not waking up. So I did read, and this might be, this goes into the realm of rumor, but I did read that they were lodged behind the door in the bedroom and the roommate couldn't open the door. And that makes sense, because the previous story that I'd heard was that the roommate wanted a friend to bring food. That did the rounds. And then it was the person that brought food. And I kept saying to you in the streams, I kept saying, how did that person see? Like, did they see through a window? And how did they see them without seeing the blood? Which it makes no sense. But thinking about it, if they were in the bedroom but like slumped behind the door, Judu says, I thought Ethan was in the hallway. I thought Ethan was somewhere in the outside of the bedroom. I don't know where he was, but they haven't said. They haven't said that. Law enforcement have not said that. And they were asked yesterday, like, where was each person? And they said they didn't want to say. So I don't think we know that Ethan was definitely in the hallway or in the kitchen. We don't know that yet for sure. But if you think about it, if the lodge behind the door and and you can't see in, that explains why they just thought they were unconscious, couldn't get to them to see that they were dead, and certainly couldn't look in the room and see that there was a bloodbath, which is probably a good thing for that person's mental health. It makes sense anyway. It makes sense. So at 11:58, 911 call requested aid for an unconscious person. The call originated from inside the residence, and we know all that. On one of the surviving roommates' cell phones, multiple people talked with the 911 dispatcher before a Moscow police officer arrived at the location. Officers entered the residence and found the 4 victims on the 2nd and 3rd floors. So they don't believe anybody in the residence at the time. You see, we don't know whether the 2 roommates had friends staying over. We don't know whether they had boyfriends staying over, for example. There could have already been more people in there, but they don't believe anybody connected to that house at all is in the frame. Rumours and speculation continue circulating about the ongoing investigation. MPD cautions the public not to rely on rumours and remains committed to keeping the public informed. We urge reliance on official channels for accurate information. Please don't listen to... It's not been too bad at the moment. But I think this case could descend into, a kin of Kylie Rodney. But Boo Sheet, no, I didn't. Did you see my question comment? How would the killer get out? What do you mean, how would the killer get out? Through the door? Get out through the door. So the killer goes out and the person's still alive, barely, and trying to get out and slumps down behind the door. So that I think that's what happens. I don't think the killer's going to hang around and wait until they're brain dead. So they're gonna dispatch these people as, just bang, 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 one after another, like, stabbing each one. Like, it's frenzied. It's not rage killing. Is not that organized. So it could be that there was one barely alive, tried to get to the door and slumped down behind the door. But that's just a speculation. That couldn't be true. It might not be true. So the tip line is 208-883-7180. Tip line at ci.moscow.id.us. So something about press releases. That's for the media. There will be a news conference to update the public on the investigation Wednesday, November 23rd. So Wednesday at 1 p.m. So that's 1 p.m. Pacific time. So what's that for me? Oh, that's late for me. That's 11. Is it? 8 hours behind. No, 9, sorry. 9. Oh, that's not too bad. 9 p.m. for me. University of Idaho. So that's not too late for me. I'll stream that. And then that's the original that we've read multiple times. So that's the update on that case. Let's just, one final thing before I let you go, guys. I'm just going to check Chatham County for anything that they've posted on Quinton. No, nothing on Quinton. We know they're taking a break for the week anyway, so nothing on Quinton. All right, so we're up to date with Michael's case, pending a nice write-up by Alexandra to confirm, to clarify. We need that clarification. Sorry, I've not been looking at comments for a bit. We're up to date on Quinton's case. We're up to date on the Idaho case. So I think we're done. Oh my word. Oh, where did you hear that? I knew about the plea deal. Oh dear. Stepmother is pregnant. How she got pregnant? She's been in jail for ages. How she got pregnant? Where did you hear that, rags to riches? Oh, she was let out, wasn't she? Yeah, Adam's been in jail all this time. He's not been let out, but she was let out. And then she confessed. Well, we think she confessed. So, Kayla Montgomery, you know, little Harmony Montgomery, her stepmother, rags to riches, says that she's pregnant. We're almost at 1K likes. I hadn't been looking, but concentrating on this content. Whoa, we're at 1K likes. Hey guys. 1K likes. We're giving away some more memberships here. Oh, dear me. During the summer, pretty sure he's the father. Are you sure? So how long has he been in jail? When was he arrested? Can't remember. We don't know whether that's true. I'm going to have to look it up. Sorry, I said I was going to let you go, but I've got to look this up now. Going all over the place here. Kayla Montgomery. Let's do. I want to see this confirmed somewhere. So Kayla Montgomery pleads guilty to 2 counts of perjury. Stepmother of missing girl pleads guilty to perjury. Hold on. Let me just read this. In a plea deal, Kayla Montgomery has pled guilty to lying to a grand jury. Prosecutors have agreed to drop a few of the other charges against her, including possession of stolen guns and for lying about the location of Harmony. What, they've decided to drop those charges? She's also agreed to cooperate with the prosecutors who have charged Adam with the murder, abuse of a corpse, falsifying evidence. She's expected to appear in court on Friday to formally enter her plea. So that's from November 17th. So she went to court, did she? Yeah, she did. She pled guilty. So November 18th. Okay, I'll just share my screen here. So she pled guilty to 2 counts of perjury on Friday afternoon and was sentenced to serve 1.5 years in state prison. Wow, is that all she's going to get? Is that it? Oh, stepmother. Okay. As the police and prosecutors struggled this spring to glean new information about Harmony, a grand jury was convened and Montgomery was called to testify. So when Montgomery testified, she said she last saw Harmony with her husband, dropped her off at work for 6 a.m. shift at Dunkin'. But when Adam picked her up from work, she said only the 2 children. She said only the 2 children Kayla and Adam Montgomery had together were in the car. Well, they've got kids together. Oh, God, they've got kids together. I didn't know that. Maybe I did. She fidgeted in her chair. She pled guilty. Other charges included a charge she collected for welfare. I'm not seeing that she's pregnant. She recognised the situation she was in. Speaking to reporters of a crush of television cameras pressed against the mural, the courthouse hallway. I'm not seeing it being reported that she's pregnant. So where's that information come from? Thank you, Mommy of Hamsters. Making your work shift less boring. Thank you, Cecile, for the $4.99. Did we get? We did. Right, we're gonna give some memberships away in a minute. You saw it on the news. Okay. I'll look into it. And it's not that I disbelieve you. I just have to find a source for everything. You never know, there's so much rumor and the game of telephone, and I just have to go and actually listen to what's being said from a source. She is pregnant. November to July is 9 months. What is summer called BS? Yeah, her charges are really reduced, much reduced, because she's testifying against Adam. She's turning state's witness. So they're going to nail Adam for Harmony's murder, which is great, with the help of Kayla Montgomery. So I guess, you want to say, all right, Kayla Montgomery, we'll let her go for, a few charges, as long as we nail Harmony's murderer. So you can look at it that way. I think. But I'm going to look into it. Right, I'm going to give some memberships away here. We've got 1K likes. So you know what that means. We've actually got 1.1K likes. All right, so you guys who stayed right to the end, how this works. So this is going to be 20 memberships. How this works is I pay for them, right? And YouTube decides who gets them. I don't decide. So you can't say, pick me, pick me, pick me. I don't decide. I literally just click on. Pay, buy even. And then the message comes through in a minute. Taking its time. There we go. Gifted 20 memberships. There we go. So Morgan was gifted. Telling their stories was gifted. Oh, the chat's jumped. All right, let's have a look. Have Faith was gifted. Trina was gifted. Oh, stop jumping, chat. Stop jumping. Blimey. Wendy. Who else? Shaza. Kim. Lex. Luther. Dirty Face Tree Hugger. Betsy. Fly on the Wall. The Real Sunflower. Lottie. Oh, damn, it keeps... Damn thing. Who else? Laura, Gina, your local grandmummy. Who else? Diane, sorry. Miss Pumba, Neely. I think that's it. Is that 20? It's jumped massively. But congratulations, those that won that. YouTube decides based on something to do with engagement. So I think it's how often you engage in chats, liking, just engaging with videos. I don't know how it works it out. It's an algorithm. Don't ask me how it works it. So the memberships are live for a month. So you get to see the members' videos and the members area for a month, and then it will just automatically cancel. So it's not like I'll pay your membership forever moving forward. It just, it's 1 month. And then obviously you can choose to renew it if you want to. If not, then great. You've got a free month. You've got a month on me. So when we get to 1K likes on these streams, then we give a gift away. That's how it works here. It can only work on this channel. It doesn't work on Michelle Walks because I don't have membership set up on Michelle Walks. I can't get people to pay twice. I don't think that's fair. And I have plenty of content that I could share on 2 channels to members, but I physically do not have the time to do any more content. That's why we only have memberships on this channel rather than on both channels. So I'm going to let you go. I've been saying that I was going to let you go for ages, so I'm really going to let you go this time. So thank you, everybody, for bearing with me. We discussed more than I thought we would in this stream. So we're up to date with Quinton. We're up to date with Michael. We're up to date with the Idaho 4. Got to look into Kayla Montgomery. Got to look at her. What's the other channel, Mary Beth? It's called Michelle Walks. Michelle Walks. Link is always in the description of every video. So it's just a smaller channel than this one. I do a little bit kind of more varied stuff, but I do lives over there as well. All right, guys. Thank you for the super chats, super stickers. Thank you and welcome to the new members. Thank you to the moderators. As always, you're awesome. And I'll see you all very soon. So probably not a stream tomorrow because no preliminary hearing now for good old Sarah Wondra. So probably not a stream tomorrow unless there's breaking news on the Idaho case, and then there will be a stream. All right, guys. See you soon. Bye-bye.